Hi, I'm Hannah Burgoon, and I'm a dietetics student at the University of Pittsburgh, and today we're going to discuss the benefits of beans. In this presentation, we'll cover the types of beans allowed with your WIC benefits, the nutritional benefits of beans, and some recipes and a cook-along video to help you add some beans into your diet. So before we begin, you just want to make sure that you have a speaker and sound for the video. And if you're participating in the cook-along video, I added a list of the ingredients and things you'll need to make the recipe. And then also the WIC Shopper app, which is optional, but it's a great resource to have on hand when you're at the grocery store to see what foods are allowed with your WIC benefits. With your WIC benefits, the types of beans that are allowed to be purchased are 15.5 to 16 ounce cans or 1 pound of dried beans. Some examples of the beans that you can buy are black beans, black eyed peas, butter beans, great northern beans, lentils, lima beans, navy beans, and pinto beans. Beans that cannot be purchased with your WIC benefits would be canned green or yellow beans, wax beans, or any beans with added seasonings, sugars, oil, or meat. Beans have a lot of nutritional benefits. Beans and peas are mature forms of legumes, and so they're an excellent source of plant protein. They're rich in iron and zinc and full of folate and potassium. All those nutrients are very important during pregnancy, as well as for growth and development of the fetus and infants. They're also high in fiber, which is great, keeps you full for longer, and there's a lot of benefits and help with digestion. And it's also a good alternative for meat if you follow a vegetarian diet or want to add more vegetarian meals into your diet. Some interesting facts: most women 19 to 30 years do not reach the goal of half a cup of beans per day. And we want to aim to get 2 to 3 cups of vegetables per day. So beans are a great way to increase your overall daily vegetable intake. Here is a recipe for a weeknight chili that's really easy and a great way to increase your bean intake. So the beans highlighted in this recipe are black beans and red beans, but the chili is really versatile, so you can use whatever you have on hand. If you have kidney beans, garbanzo beans, great northern beans, those can be substituted in. And the chili is really nice because you just throw everything into the slow cooker and then it makes enough for the week, but it freezes really well. The recipe for the cook-along is going to be the lentil sloppy joes. So the highlighted bean here is going to be the lentils. And we'll talk more about the substitutions and additions you can make for that in the cook-along video. But in case you need to reference the recipe later on, here it is for you. So before we start the cook-along, you can either watch the video and cook the recipe as I do it, or you can come back to the video and watch it later. But we just want to highlight that beans are a quick and easy addition or substitute in many favorite recipes. So hopefully you can use this video to make the lentil sloppy joes or just for some cooking inspiration. Hi, I'm Hannah Burgoon. I am a dietetics student at the University of Pittsburgh, and I am here to cook with you making the lentil sloppy joes that you just saw in the PowerPoint for the benefits of beans. So to get started, we're just going to go over some of the ingredients that we need for the recipe. For the lentil sloppy joes, the main ingredient is going to be lentils. So you can use a can of cooked lentils, or what I did was a cup of dry lentils that I just cooked. I did 1 cup of lentils with 3 cups of water, and then I simmered it for 20 minutes or until it was done. And then I have a can of tomatoes. I have a medium onion dice, and then I have some minced garlic, and then a teaspoon of paprika, cumin, and chili powder. And then I have some Worcestershire sauce, some ketchup because I currently do not have tomato sauce, so ketchup is a good substitute. And then I also do not have peppers currently, so I'm going to sub in some celery. Something that I love about this recipe is that it's very easy to change based on what you have, either in the fridge or in the pantry. So as I mentioned, I currently don't have any peppers, but I did have some celery. So as I cut that up, we'll keep talking. Some other things you could add in addition would be carrots, or even if you had some potatoes on hand, you could definitely add those. Just something to add some veggies in there. And then the lentils are nice because they give a very similar texture to ground beef. So some people don't even notice the difference. So if your kids maybe not really into the whole lentil idea, just not even mentioning it, they might not even notice because it just tastes like a sloppy joe. So I'm just going to dice up this celery. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the stove and we'll saute the onion and celery first and get them a little bit translucent. All right, so we'll just turn on the stove to a medium heat and we'll just put a little bit of olive oil in the pan. And then we can add our onion and then our celery and get that cooking for a little bit. We want it to start becoming a little bit translucent and a little bit soft. So the onion and celery have been cooking for about 5 to 10 minutes here. You can hear they're really starting to sizzle, starting to become a little bit translucent. So now is a good time to add the garlic so that way it just doesn't burn. So that's why we add it towards the end of the cooking time. So now on the stove we have the onion, celery, garlic to finish cooking, and we'll add our spices to the pan. We add the spices now so that way they can kind of release some of their flavors and be really potent, and that's where it'll give you the traditional sloppy joe taste. And you can see this meal comes together really fast, so it's really easy to do during the week if you want to start trying Meatless Mondays or just have a feel-good meal. Alright, so we'll just want to cook the spices out just for a minute or so. And now we can add our lentils. You can either get it in a can, pre-cooked, or you can cook it yourself. With your With Benefits, you can either use it to purchase the 15.5 ounce or 16 ounce cans, or you can use it to buy the pound of the beans dried. And this recipe uses a lot of the benefits on your WIC card, so using the money for your vegetables, for the onion, the celery, or peppers like you can in the written recipe, the tomato sauce, and now we can add our can of tomatoes. And like I said in the beginning, I don't have tomato sauce on hand, so I'm just going to use some ketchup because I always have ketchup in the pantry. So it's really easy, and then that way you can do it to taste as well. So I'll just put a good squirt in there. We'll do a tablespoon of the Worcestershire sauce. That gives it kind of the meaty taste in the recipe. pinch of salt. And if you already have a Sloppy Joe recipe that you like to use, I would definitely recommend trying it. Just substituting the lentils in there. As we talked about in the PowerPoint, beans make a great meat substitute. They also help you stay full longer. They're rich in fiber, which is a great benefit. They're great to keep on hand in the pantry to add to your meal at any time. And it helps increase your overall veggie intake for the day because we want to aim to get at least 2 to 3 servings of vegetables each day. Here is the Sloppy Joe simmering on the stove now, so we'll just let it simmer while we get the rest of the toppings ready so we can eat and enjoy. You can see it's pretty liquidy right now. That's with the simmering that will help evaporate some of that. Unless you like a super sloppy lentil Sloppy Joe, then you are all set. The lentil Sloppy Joes are finished simmering now. I've got all my stuff ready to go. I don't have any buns on hand, so I do have some whole wheat bread that I toasted to make a sandwich with. This is really good on a whole wheat bun, on toast, even on a baked potato. I really enjoy it. You could even use it as a pasta sauce if you want to boil some pasta, which is also another thing that you can purchase with your WIC benefits. At the end of the simmering time, you just want to taste it, check it to see if it needs any more salt, pepper, some things that I like to add to kind of change it up each time. Sometimes I add mustard or hot sauce. So you can play around with it, see what your family likes, what you enjoy. And then it also freezes really well, so that's another bonus. So now I'm just gonna make a little sandwich for myself. And you have this recipe to come back to, as well as this video, in case you want to try anything different. Maybe try the ketchup or the celery in there instead. Alright, and I'll show you here. There's our very sloppy lentil Sloppy Joe. I hope you guys try this. I hope you buy more beans with your WIC benefits and feel more comfortable and confident with baking with them and cooking with them on a daily basis. If you have any questions about your benefits, feel free to reach out to your WIC site, as well as leaving comments and seeing what other participants are doing. Thanks. Bye. Some additional resources for you. Through WIC, you have the WIC Shopper app, so that's great to take to the store to see what you can purchase with your WIC benefits, as well as the WIC Food List book that outlines all of the things that are allowed and things that are not allowed. Or if you just have any questions and want to set up an appointment or phone call with your WIC site. Some helpful recipes that give good tips on their website is choosemyplate.gov, fruitandveggies.org, and eatright.org. They have a lot of resources that help get the whole family involved and very tasty recipes to try. And I hope that you try some of these at home, whether it's a Meatless Monday or just stocking the pantry with your favorite beans so you always have them on hand. And trying new foods together as a family is a great way to increase your bean intake. Some key things to take away from this is the nutritional benefits of beans. They're a good source of protein, high in fiber, rich in iron, zinc, folate, and potassium. And with your WIC benefits, you can buy them canned or dried, and you can purchase any type of legume. The things that are not allowed are the starchy vegetables, so that would be like your green peas. And they have 2 of the recipes were provided for the weeknight chili and the lentil Sloppy Joes, but I definitely recommend you trying to use beans as a meat substitute in some of your recipes that you already have. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Please fill out the survey to let me know what you got from this presentation, as well as what you liked, what you didn't like, if you're excited to try some of the recipes. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Wix site, or you can email me personally at the email provided below. Thanks.